Alright, here we go with game 3. I didn't actually have the game recorded because my hard drive filled up while I was in the middle of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and play the replay back for you guys because I figured you guys would want to see the last game. Uh, Not to give it away, but we ended up winning this one, which was great. And let's go ahead and play it. I'll talk you through it. I'll stop it if there are any plays that I found interesting. But yeah, let's get this going. Right there was actually pretty funny. The hand we just molded was 6 land in the Painsmith, and we were talking about earlier siding in that Painsmith. It was funny to see the one card we sideboarded was 6 other land. So our opponent's on the play. And the hand we kept here is actually pretty solid. I thought about holding that Dark Steel Axe back to get the Painsmith bigger, but I figured that the likelihood of him not dropping a creature in the first 3 turns was, well, I thought it was unlikely, so I didn't worry about it. And I decided to run the Painsmith out first because we can use a Necropede to make the Painsmith bigger, so if he taps out to play a creature that we're willing to trade Painsmith for, then we can turn it into a 4-1 and bash. Unfortunately, he just plays another mirror, so Painsmith is going to have to stay back another turn. And we top deck our red source, which is nice. If we draw any of our Arc Trails will be really good right now. Galvanic Blast, anything like that, we can play it. And we're obviously not going to bash because he'll just trade, and that'd be a worse trade for us. I actually really like this board position right now because there's nothing he can play that we're really that afraid of. He could have dropped a Horde Smelter and we would have been fine with that, with the Flesh Allergy. Gonna make a point right here. On that turn, I actually, I wasn't actually considering attacking with Necropede. I knew I wasn't going to be attacking with Necropede. But I clicked attack during the declare attackers phase so that he saw that I was considering attacking, but then I held it back. And I mean, the reason to do this is a lot with bluffing. And a lot of people in gameplay with Magic, they don't do this. They think it's all about the cards, and really it's all about, I mean, how you play the game. If you're threatening like you want to attack, then there would be a reason why you would want to be attacking. Attacking with Necropede, I would say, is a bad play here, because trading the Necropede for 2 of his mirror, I think that Necropede is just a more powerful card than his 2 mirror right now. And a good example I always use is counter spells. I always tell people that let's say you have a counter spell in hand, you want to make your opponent think that you don't have that counter spell. So you want to be playing as if you're weak and not confident and you're vulnerable. That way your opponent plays their huge bomb and you're able to trade your 2-mana counter spell with it. On the other hand, let's say you don't actually have a counter spell in hand. You want to make your opponent think that you do have that counter spell, so that way when they're holding that bomb in hand that's obviously going to win the game for them, you want to make them think that you're going to counter it if they cast that, so that they hold it back for as long as they can. And a lot of people have trouble doing this because when they're winning, they're so excited and confident that they're already letting their opponent know that they know that they're winning. And on the other hand, when they're losing, they get upset, they lose confidence, some people even get angry, and that's just an easy signal for opponents to read that, they can just play around. And it makes you a better player if you can hold back those initial emotions of anger or frustration or, overexcitement or overconfidence, and just kind of stay in a neutral position and throw your opponent off. Making them walk into things like that is going to make you a better player. In the end, whether or not you have the cards, it's not even about the cards. And so that little play right there with the Necropede is all about me, expressing something that I don't necessarily have. I don't want to attack, but I'm acting like I do, and it makes my opponent think and throws them off. So there's a little bit of magic theory for you. And now back to the game. And we were not scared of him casting this barbed battle gear at all. He can't even attach it to 2 of his creatures, and if he throws it on Moriok Reaver, then it, you know, dies to Necropede dying. Nothing too exciting going on. So, with the Bleak Coven, obviously next turn we can roll that out with Metalcraft. I really like the Bleak Coven. I think it's an underrated card, as I believe I talked about earlier in the draft. But if you can actually get that 4-point life swing in both directions, I mean, splitting the life totals by 8 and still getting a 4-3 for 5, that's a big board swing right there. And he actually knocks off our Metalcraft with the Fume Spitter. But we have more artifacts in our deck, so we don't have to worry about that. Like that one. So we play the Moriok replica, and we don't equip the Darksteel Axe to it, because, let's say he has a Shatter or a Galvanic Blast in hand, then we wouldn't be able to sack it in response and draw the 2 cards. Whereas if he tries to Shatter this now, which, I mean, he wouldn't, but if he did, then we could sack it, get the 2 cards, and he would lose his Shatter. So his board's pretty weak right now. I'm not afraid of 3 Mirror, especially since we can get Bleak Coven with Metalcraft on next turn. So right here, I think I made a play error, not with attacking. With my play that I made, I ended up running out the Corpse Cur to get the Necropede back, and I think I should have just ran out the Bleak Coven. I really don't think he has anything in hand, and the Bleak Coven is definitely a more aggressive play, and I think that being more aggressive when I'm definitely ahead right now, and am fairly confident that he doesn't have anything to turn my Metalcraft off during that play, I don't know. It's not a huge... I wouldn't say it's necessarily a play error, but it wasn't a bad play by any means, but it's something to think about. Going back and looking at your replays, you can kind of see where you could have done something different. But we get to run Bleak Coven out here anyways. And we have a really good hand right now, too. Kind of disagree with his play of double blocking my Corpse Cur. I don't think my win condition was going to be infect counters there anyways. And now if he draws any kind of Metalcraft card, it's not going to have Metalcraft because he just traded both his dudes away. Tumble Magneted there because I didn't want to be taking 6 or trading either of these with this Fervor, and Tumble Magnet hasn't really been doing anything anyways, so it's the best play it could have made all game. Except for right here, when it gets us another 6 damage through. This turn right here is pretty much what swung the game around. It was kind of even. I started taking a little bit of control over the board, but then as soon as I dropped the Blade Tribe and got in there for 12, that's exactly what Blade Tribe is supposed to do. We didn't actually have to win by attacking. We could have just flesh allergied one of his guys and he would have died to the life loss. I always forget that flesh allergy has that life loss ability. Our opponent says good game, and it sure was. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this draft, and I will see you next time for draft number 2.